Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Ryann, and this is Live in the Living Room.
and welcome to episode 13 of Live in the Living Room. I'm your host Dom from Country Chat with Dom, and as always we have a bumper show packed for you with a variety of originals and covers in which this choices this week are made from our founder James, Scat Rivers Rachel Selleck, the award-winning DC Brown, Bells and Gals Nick Cantwell, our dear friend from over in the States it's Trey, and the angel of the airwaves, that's Jess T. Now a special shout out always has to go to Sam Ellis from the fantastic band that is the Flatland Kings that edited this show together. Be sure to check him out, their socials are just below. So before we carry on, make sure you are following Live in the Living Room as well on Facebook, on Twitter, our socials and Instagram, but also make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell just below. Whilst you're at it, be sure to check out all the artists that we feature on all of our episodes here on Live in the Living Room as well, because they do so much great work and amazing music. What more do you want to miss? So kicking us off today, we had James's choice this week from Luke Justin Roberts with his song Interlude. Be sure to follow him on his socials, as I mentioned earlier, they're just below. Now coming next is DC Brown's choice, and here is the excellent Mr. Paul Adams with 47.
I woke up on my birthday with a hangover from hell. Never touched a drop last night, but I'm not doing well. Can't believe I'm 47 and I've been through hell. But man, feels good to be alive. I went for a midday walk, cause I just don't own a car. Getting down that Aylesbury weather, well, I didn't have to walk that far before I heard a clap of thunder and I saw a flashing light. Man, it feels good to be alive. Let the rain fall down on me. You won't hear me complaining, begging Lord set me free. Let the rain fall down on me. Cause man, it feels good to be alive. I stood under a nearby tree and I looked up at the sky. And I thought about those other years and those friends who've passed us by. And I think about those good times, said goodbye to the bad. Man, it feels good to be alive. Let the rain fall down on me. You won't hear me complaining, begging Lord set me free. Let the rain fall down on me. Cause man, it feels good to be alive. I've been spending far too long dancing to someone else's song. I've gotta start to do the thing that's right. And even though I'm soaking through, there's not a thing that I can't do. The rest of my life is my heart. Let the rain fall down on me. You won't hear me complaining, begging Lord set me free. Let the rain fall down on me. Cause man, it feels good to be alive. Let the rain fall down on me. Cause man, it feels good to be alive.
Mr. Paul Adams performing 47 for us here on Live in the Living Room, which is the man, the myth, the legend, DC Brown's choice this week. Absolutely stunning as always. Make sure you're following Mr. Paul Adams here on social media. His handles are just below. Now coming up next here on Live in the Living Room is Bells and Gals founder and director Nick Cantwell with his choice. It's the fabulous Kelsey Bovey with Magnetic.
Every time I think of you with those deep blue eyes and those pretty cool shoes, I lose sight of my center. I don't do what I meant to. Every time I see you smile, there's a part of me that this going wild. I try to ask for directions, but I never get clear instructions. Just wanna know your game. Now that I know your name, you know that you're not usually my type, 'cause I always go for the wrong guy. The way you're talking to my soul is magnetic. I've been broken in pieces, there's a hole, can you heal it? Heart is beating double time, I don't get it. And this time I don't wanna regret it. When you're on my mind, every time that you let go of some memory from my dreams, I know that this might be scary, but I'd risk it again in a heartbeat. Every time that we're alone, the whole world stops and time's our own. I've waited for this for so long, stuck in a place you don't belong. Just wanna know your name. Now that I know your name, you know that you're not usually my type, 'cause I always go for the wrong guy. The way you're talking to my soul is magnetic. I've been broken in pieces, there's a hole, can you heal it? Heart is beating double time, I don't get it. And this time I don't wanna regret it. When you're on my mind, crying down the phone, felt so alone, saying all you wanted was someone like me. But I guess looking back, seeing everything we had, it was everything I wanted to be. You're not usually my type, 'cause I always go for the wrong guy. The way you're talking to my soul is magnetic. You're not usually my type, 'cause I always go for the wrong guy. The way you're talking to my soul is magnetic. I've been broken in pieces, there's a hole, can you heal it? Heart is beating double time, I don't get it. And this time I don't wanna regret it. When you're on my mind, on my mind, when you're on my mind.
Kelsey Bovey with her song Magnetic. Kelsey just has such a wonderful voice, and it's been great watching her strive from strength to strength in the music scene here in the UK and around the world. Absolutely fantastic. Be sure to follow Kelsey, her handles are just below. Now, the Live in the Living Room Gives Back event is back again this year. I mention it each week. We're going to be back in London at the Bedford pub, which is in Balham, which is South London. And if you go over to the Live in the Living Room's Facebook page, you'll be able to find more details there. We've announced a few artists already, but over the coming weeks leading up to the event, we'll be announcing more. So be sure to check out our Facebook page to find out where you can get tickets, on the price of everything, and what the big cause is for this year. We're actually raising money for Alzheimer's awareness. So be sure to get yourself a ticket. It's a great day. It's a full day event with multiple artists, and it is something that you just don't want to miss. So be sure to check out that on Facebook. Now, coming up next is a choice from Scarlet River's very own. It's Rachel Selleck. She's the founder and director of Scarlet River. And this week, her choice comes from an absolute stunning artist from across the pond. It's Demi Michelle with her song Across the Pond.
Sometimes I wish you weren't 5 hours ahead of me, 'cause I wanna wake up under your majestic sun. I will always put on the crown that you gave me, 'cause it's enchanted by your heart of gold. I know you're thousands of miles away, but the bond we share is something that distance can never break. Thank you for the happiness you bring to me. I smile every dawn. Thank you for the confidence you give to me, 'cause now I belong. I this all to your face. But for now, I'm pouring my heart out into the sun and sending my love across the pond. When my stars fade out, I look up to find that my sky is raining purple glitter, reminding me of forever in my corner. Yeah, even though we're thousands of miles apart, the bond we share is something I've been grateful for from the start. Thank you for the happiness you bring to me. I smile every dawn. Thank you for the confidence you give to me, 'cause now I belong. I hope that one day I can say this all to your face. But for now, I'm pouring my heart out into the sun and sending my love across the pond. If one day I'm known all over the world, I promise I won't forget you took a chance on me first. If one day I'm known all over the world, I promise I won't forget you took a chance on me first. Thank you for the happiness you bring to me. I smile every dawn. Thank you for the confidence you give to me, 'cause now I belong. I hope that one day I can say this all to your face. But for now, I'm pouring my heart out into this song. I treasure how you truly welcome me with open arms. Yeah, I'm sending my love across the pond. I'm sending my love across the pond. I'm sending my love across the pond. Oh yeah, I'm sending my love across the pond. Sometimes I wish I wasn't 5 hours behind you. I hope I'm with you soon.
That was the talented Demi Michelle performing Across the Pond from across the pond. Absolutely fantastic. She's just such a wonderful artist. You should really check her out and check out her podcast too. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, I may or may not have appeared on the actual podcast itself, so it's definitely one worth checking out. And the way you can check it out, as well as all of her music, is by following her social media handles, which are just below. Now, next here on episode 13 of Live in the Living Room is where I like to get involved. This week, I've had the chance to speak with the absolute stunning artist that is Stephanie Ryann. But first, here she is with her song, Never Enough.
I've searched my whole lifetime, wouldn't settle down for less. But I knew it was love when I met you, and we figured out the rest. You broke my walls down faster than I ever thought you could. 'Cause loving you comes easy, I know we got something good. I found a love that I was dreaming of. Love that never fades, that never rests. Even when we're rolling great, if you can't remember my name, I'll love you way past when we turn to dust. Forever is never enough. I promise you forever, no matter what it takes. Today I'll walk beside you through heaven's open gates. I found a love that I was dreaming of. A love that never fades, that never rests.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Dom. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Brilliant. I mean, I can't complain either because we've just heard a snippet of your brand new song.
Well, thank you. I'm very excited to have it come out. It comes out February 11th, and it's just, it's a new song for me, and I'm just excited to have it out. It's the first song of 2022.
Yeah. I mean, 2021, you've had some amazing songs come out. I mean, some of my favorites, Ain't Nothing Better. I love that kind of like deep, swampy kind of bassy guitar riffs that you get throughout that. And Never Enough is, yes, it's different, but you just get better and better with each song that you're producing and bringing out to the world.
Thank you. That really means a lot. I appreciate that. I'm always striving to, get better and, with my writing, when it comes to my guitar playing, singing, all the things. So to hear somebody actually recognize that is a good step in the right direction for me.
I hope that everybody recognizes that, because truly the tone of your voice, the whole that you way present, just simple lyrics. I mean, I'll go back to Ain't Nothing Better. The way they talk about the different drinks, and they talk about how if it's from Tennessee, it's so much better. And it's great. It just portrays that wonderful story. Never Enough does that as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So when it comes to Never Enough, then where did that actually initially start? How did that all kind of like come about?
I was inspired by my grandparents, my parents, in-laws. I've had the privilege of seeing a lot of love throughout my life, and two people together loving each other, and then also seeing them go through loss, whether it's of someone else or the person that they're in love with. And it made me think of, what type of song would I want to have out there that has to do with love, that really means something to me. I thought about my own relationship. I got married 2 years ago, and I wanted to write a song for our first dance, but I just couldn't get the words out, which is funny because the songwriter usually we're like, blah, 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 and it comes out all over the page. But when it came to that, I just wanted it to be perfect. Yeah. And I just couldn't do it in time. So I ended up going with another song. But I always was in the back of my mind of, I really want to write this song for my husband, but for other people who might be in my same position of finding that love that you just never, ever want to give up. And even if that person passes away before you do, you will love them beyond forever. So that's where the song came from.
It's so beautiful. Oh, that is just like the most magical thing ever. I mean, just that's what we strive for, is finding that person that really connects us and that really kind of makes us whole. And just to embody that, even in the dark depths of death, to still show that you've got that light burning for people is just it's so glorious.
Yeah, I thought about that when writing the song. It's just, I've watched people pass away in my family, but my grandparents on my mom's side, my grandfather passed away almost 4 years ago now. And, it changed my grandmother. And, you watch her go on in the years, and like, she always remembers him and loves him so much, even though he's not here anymore. And
yeah,
I lost my in-laws a few months back, both 10 weeks apart. And it's just the love that everybody shares with each other. And when they pass, it's like, I guess maybe you just want to believe that their love is going to supersede that forever in your mind.
Almost sets a kind of benchmark as well for the the immediate family. So whenever you do find a partner, you do get married like you have done, you kind of, aspire to be like, our grandparents. I mean, my grandparents have passed as well. And the way that they, loved each other was just out of this world. I've never seen anything like it. And then my parents kind of following that same, that kind of love and that kind of deep affection. And, that's what we strive for. We kind of use that as that kind of springboard into our own lives. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I definitely think about that every day. And, you want to end up with somebody, like you said, we strive for that type of love. You want to end up with somebody that you can share that with. And, I was very grateful to my girlfriend, Sarah Faith, who was on the previous show, she wrote this song with me because I knew I needed somebody else to, bring it on in, and really hone in the ideas that I had to create the track. And, she helped me get it there.
That is brilliant. That is, I mean, Sarah did an amazing job last week on Live in the Living Room. And that's so great that you've come on as well, during this episode. It's almost like we need something, next person that you work with, we need to get them on and kind of have a domino chain. That is brilliant.
Right? That would be fun. I have plenty of people to send your way. So plenty of co-writers, because I always find, I write on my own a lot, but sometimes you can't figure out those words that you really want to say, and somebody can take your idea and just put it in a form that you were like, wow, I wish I would have thought of that, but at least I've got it now. So I really like collaborating with other artists and songwriters just to really get the message across of what we're trying to say in a song.
So when you wrote Never Enough with Sarah, what kind of situation were you in? Was it done via Zoom, or did you guys ever like meet up, or how did it all work?
Well, her and I are great friends, and every time I go to Nashville, I stay with her, and she's always an amazing host and a really great friend of mine. But this particular song we wrote on Zoom because I wasn't in town at the time, and I had brought it to her, and I said, I'm writing this song. I'm having a hard time with it. I would love your help with figuring out where this is going to go. Would you mind? And she was like, absolutely. So it kind of just went from there. We sat down via Zoom like we're doing right now, and went back and forth figuring out how exactly we wanted it to go, and now here we are, and it's coming out.
What is that kind of like feeling like now that you've gone through that whole process, sitting there initially on that first like kind of Zoom call, and you're getting this pad of paper that's filling up with these great ideas that turns into a song. You go to the studio, or you do it from home. A lot of people do it from home now because of the whole kind of situation that we're in. I'm not going to say the word, but what was the feelings like from then till now that it's about to come out?
I mean, it only just keeps getting better, right? We wrote it, and I was excited about it then, and I honestly didn't think that I was gonna put it out as a single. It was, a personal song, but something that I just didn't really give a ton of thought about really coming out and being the next single. When I decided that was, when was it? Maybe November or so. November, December, of like, all right, next single, I think we want to go with this. And ironically, I just told Sarah about this a few days ago. We wrote the song February 11th, 2021. And ironically, it's coming out February 11th, 2022. And that was not done on purpose whatsoever. I literally found out a few days ago when I told her, because I looked back at our work tape and wanted to hear it because it's similar but different than the actual produced song, and I looked at the date and I was like, there is no way this is actually happening. And then I FaceTimed her and I was like, guess what? Told her, and she was like, there's no way. That's amazing.
It's just fate. It's got to be released that day, and it's just before Valentine's Day as well, so it's the perfect time for it, and it's the perfect time to show love as well.
Absolutely. And ironically, my husband's birthday is Valentine's Day, too. So we're going to be celebrating him while also celebrating Valentine's Day. And, we have the song that we can put on those playlists. And, hopefully, always the hope is that, people moving forward, since I didn't get to use this song on my wedding day, that maybe some other brides and grooms would want to use it for their big day.
Perfect. It really would be. Now, in terms of like music videos, I've got like a million different things going through my head, particularly when it comes to music videos. Are you the same when it comes to doing a music video, where you have like so many not crazy ideas, but so many like vivid images that come to your head that you want?
Some of the ideas are crazy. It happens. But yeah, I whenever I put out a music video for any song, there's always kind of the ideas in your head of like, all right, where can we take this? And are we going really literal, or is it going to be like kind of a little off color? And you just kind of start making notes. And I have a really great team that I work with for my music videos. Mostly my husband is part of that team because we've done videos on our own kind of guerrilla style, especially with, COVID and everything. But I also have a team where we do legitimate, fully produced videos, and they're Dutch Lion Productions. I love working with them. They're really great friends of mine. So this one is very different from those. It's more, I don't know if you saw the video for Nights Like These. It has a lot of photos through it. It's essentially very similar to that, but it has to do with my wedding and my relationship with my husband. I kind of wanted to show a more personal side of me and of our relationship. So I wanted to, give that song life with those images.
I totally picture it because that is what I had in my head. Oh my. Oh, that is so magical. Oh, it's so brilliant.
Thank you. I would have loved to use video. We didn't video our wedding, so I didn't have that footage to use, but we had amazing pictures from our photographer, James Anderson, and, he was okay with me using them for the video, so it worked out.
Absolutely fantastic. And give us again the date, February 11th.
February 11th, it will be out at midnight everywhere you listen to music, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all of the places. So keep a lookout for that. And the music video is dropping on the same day, so that's going to be on YouTube.
Absolutely fantastic. Where can we find you on social media?
Social media is mostly Instagram at Stephanie Ryann Music. You can find me on Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff too, but I'm just not as active on there. I really kind of focus towards doing Instagram because, it's a lot. It becomes a lot when you're trying to do every single little platform that there is all over the place. So hook up with me on there.
Certainly will. Thank you so much for coming on Live in the Living Room. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
Take care, Stephanie. Bye for now.
You too. Bye.
That was the conversation I had with the wonderful Stephanie Ryann. And before that was her brand new song, Never Enough. Absolutely fantastic. We really went into detail there, and I cannot wait to speak with her on the podcast as well, because she's just such a wonderful artist. We had a really great time before and afterwards as well, before the filming and after the filming. She's just such a down-to-earth human. Be sure to give her a follow on her socials, which are just below. Really great artist, songwriter, and a human being as well. Now, the next part of the show is where we want to be able to help any new artists, or to give those that are seasoned professionals just little tips and tricks as well that others know. Now, this week, we've got an absolutely fantastic video from Dan Thomas, where he kind of helps us through when we get writer's block.
Hi everybody, how's it going? I'm Dan Thomas. My good friends over at Live in the Living Room have asked me to do a short little video about writer's block, as if I'm any kind of authority on what anyone should do about anything ever. That said, I do have a few thoughts that I wanted to share about how I deal with writer's block. I have a particular problem when it comes to songwriting, as I'm sure many of you have, in that I'm guilty of always thinking, no, that's rubbish, you can come up with something else, and constantly sort of doing my own ideas down, and I'm sure you guys get the same problem sometimes. So the one thing I've found that really helps me is to try and give myself a deadline. I went through a period of writing a song a week every week so that I could go and perform it at an open mic night. I was inspired by the way that the guys who write South Park do their show, where they will start working on an episode on the Thursday night and then they'll work through until the Wednesday when it actually airs. And they themselves have said it means it's not always the best work, but you know it was live and they did it that week. And I was really inspired by that. I would start writing a song on like a Friday and then work through to the Thursday and go to an open mic with something. Sometimes it was pants, not gonna lie, there were a few of those. But sometimes there are some really great ones, and there are songs that I still play now. If you've got a deadline, you can't really afford to say, no, that's rubbish, you can come up with something else, because that deadline's bearing down on you. And if you get the bare bones of a song, if you get to the deadline and you've got this song that you think, okay, well that's something, but it could be better, you can still go away and work on it afterwards, because I think having that that skeleton of the song is important. Another tip that I find sometimes helps is if you've got a very specific thing that you do, in a very specific way of writing songs, just to try and change it up a little bit, just to see if it sparks something. I myself write songs in a very specific order. I tend to start with the music. I'll find like a chord sequence that I really like, and then play around with that until I come up with a melody. The melody is usually the very key thing for me. And if I find a melody I like, I know I've got a song, and then finally after that I start writing the lyrics. But occasionally, if I have been having some problems writing, nothing's really coming, I try and write about something that's on my mind, like an idea or something that I really want to write about. Not even to write it as a song, just to write a bunch of stuff down, and that then sometimes leads to a lyrical inspiration, and you end up working backwards, and then you get the melody and then the music. And I find sometimes just getting out of your regular routine with writing songs can help you to write things that you otherwise wouldn't have thought of. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Hopefully something in there will be helpful for you. If you've got any other ideas, please do get in touch with us and let us know what you guys do to get yourself out of writer's block. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Take care, everybody. Bye.
That was some wonderful advice there from Dan Thomas on getting rid of writer's block and working your way through it. Absolutely fantastic. Be sure to follow Dan Thomas here on his socials, which are just below. Now, if you'd like to feature here on Live in the Living Room in any future episode, whether it's a performance, whether it's a chat, whether it's an instructional video or advice video, be sure to send myself, Don Crook, James Vince or Rachel Selleck a message on Facebook, or message us on Live in the Living Room. The handles are just below. We'll look forward to seeing any of your submissions, and we'll get you on the show as soon as possible. Now, coming up next is a song that's been chosen by Trey from over in the States. Here is Audrey Welch with her song, Light Years Away.
And I'm destined to be one.
That was Audrey Welch with her song Light Years Away, and that was chosen from across the pond by Trey. Absolutely fantastic. Make sure you're following Audrey on her socials. Her handles are just below. And Trey himself as well is an absolutely fantastic artist. We've featured him here before on Live in the Living Room, and his handles are also below. Thank you all for tuning into Live in the Living Room. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. Make sure to send us a message on our Facebook page if you'd like to feature on the show, or if you're coming to the Live in the Living Room Gives Back event. And we look forward to seeing you all there. Now, thank you as well, always has to go to the artists for submitting the music videos as well, because this show isn't anything without them. And a big shout out as well also has to go to Sam Ellis from Flatland Kings as well for editing the video together, because he just does such an amazing job. Be sure to check him out and give him a message as well on Facebook or any of his social media handles. They're just below, because he's also a fabulous producer. He's into mixing, so if you're looking for having your tracks mixed or produced, be sure to give him a follow. Absolutely fantastic. Now, seeing us out today is a song that has been chosen by the Angel of the Airwaves, Jess T. Here is Keith Macleod with his song Conscience and Karma. Take care and bye for now.
Some people don't know what friend means. More faces in a shop full of clocks. Perfect little lives, no mistakes in her little glass house while throwing rocks. And the manipulator, she's a fabricator, more venom than a toxic snake. Don't look her in the eye, but she's gonna lie, tell you anything it's gonna take. So I'll just sit and wait. 'Cause time has a way. And if your conscience don't get you, perhaps karma will. But if it hit you at the same time, even better still, I let them do the job for me, because they know the drill. And if your conscience don't get you, perhaps karma will. True friends don't really give a damn about the who, why, when, or where. They don't judge you based on your circumstance, they just let you know they're always there. So you, my dear, can get out of here, cause there's no one begging you to stay. The truth is you were never gonna be a true friend anyway. So I'll just sit and wait. 'Cause time has a way. And if your conscience don't get you, perhaps karma will. And if it hit you at the same time, even better still, let them do the job for me, because you know the drill. If your conscience don't get